Good afternoon, YouTubers, subscribers, and friends and the likes. It's Grant coming at you from the Walmart, Miles City, Montana. That's right, I'm back in Miles City. I just spent the last 2 months out in Yellowstone National Park getting the money together for this van. I paid off my speeding ticket out of New York and bought this baby. Just your generic older 2000 Ford Econoline cargo van. Bare bones. Nothing special about it. It originally was the Idaho State Fire Department utility van. Then it was a Bozeman, Montana carpet van. Hauler dudes van. And now it's mine. Bare bones. Nothing to it. I just got a cooler in there and a bed. At the moment, literally just showed up yesterday. So, here we are. It's got a cracked windshield. It's got some monetary issues that I have to deal with in the... And voila! I know, long time no see. It's been probably... I can't remember when the last video I made was, because I made a bunch of videos going to Yellowstone while living in Yellowstone. Excuse me, the fly. And while coming back out of Yellowstone, but because of Xanterra's weak Wi-Fi, and even I had straight talk using off of Verizon Wireless's towers, but Mammoth, where we lived at in Mammoth, Wyoming, was 9,000 feet up in elevation. The closest Verizon Wireless tower was 7,500 feet up, so it was pretty spotty on regular cell phone service. It was spotty on your data coverage service, and they knew that, so they tried to make it look like they had Wi-Fi for their employees, but it was pretty much dial-up, like the back in the day dial-up internet. It was slow at periods of time, from 5 to midnight or so, right after people got off of work. It was the slowest. But anyway, I tried to save videos to my backup Google Photos server. It's not on my phone, that way it doesn't use up the memory on my phone, so my phone doesn't go slow. I thought it said it was successful out in the park. Went to go upload it today. Today is July 10th. Or wait, July 21st, 2018. I went to go upload some of those videos together as a collection, and the thing would not let me open it, so I lost everything. And it's mostly due to that poor Wi-Fi they had out in the park. But anyway, I worked laundry out at the park, in a larger scale production type factory for all the laundry in the park. Got delivered from all the lodges to that laundry facility, and then we cleaned it and sent out new laundry and stuff. It was a long, laborious job. I liked the job itself when it was an 8-hour day, but when it was an 11-hour day, and then they start from 5 a.m., which is way too early in the morning for me, and go to like 5 at night. It was way too long a days. By the time you got done doing your job, you were too exhausted to even try and go out to the park. So, first month went okay. Second month started to turn into like a real work camp, prison type environment, and I just, as soon as I had the money saved up for this van, I got out of there. I got my speeding ticket from New York paid off that first month. Second month worth of money went into this van. And then I'm gonna have to drop probably another $1,000 into the van. I bought it for around $900. I'm gonna have to drop about another $1,000 into the van. The solenoid went out, which that's not a big fix, like 15-20 bucks. The oxygen sensor's out, which is maybe around 60 bucks, give or take, if they have to replace both the sensors front and back or not. The brakes on this side, on the driver's side, are out. It pulls hard that way. They probably all 4 need fixed, which is probably a good 200 bucks. The tires are decent now, but by winter time, 4 months from now, they might not be the greatest for winter. To either hold air or because they're bald, getting bald-ish, normal on the tread. They're okay now, but they can wait. But they're probably a good 200 bucks there at least. And then the cracked windshield. The last guy who owned it was driving along in a semi, threw a rock through the windshield, cracked it all up. In Montana, so in Montana they don't really care too much about having cracked windows or sawed off half of your cab. Like lots of pickups are gonna buy with the cab sawed off and seats put in the back for hunting and so on. You know, all sorts of alterations and modifications to cars up here, so they don't really care too much about it. So the windshield obviously is dead last on the list. That's just more of a looks thing than anything. But once I get everything else running smooth mechanically, get some tires underneath here, then fix the windshield, and then about then is when I'm gonna start doing the spray foam in the holes, and then gotta do something for the insulation by winter time. But it's gonna probably take me a good 3 months just to get what I want done mechanically. It can still drive now and get around fine in town, but with that oxygen sensor out and stuff, there's no taking it on the interstates anymore. It barely makes 30 mile an hour up a hill just because of the sensors out. But around town it's fine, and you know, under 30 mile an hour anyway. It'll go on the flat land and everything on the interstate that goes 70 mile an hour, but it really has a hard time climbing the hills right now. So there's little things that are wrong with it, but the engine and transmission are sound, and that's what I wanted to find, was a van that, even if it had a bunch of little things, you know, the top two are good to go. Insulate it someday, put solar up on the roof, and this van used to be the fire department van, so it has a couple holes through the roof that I have wiring run already, because it used to have a blue light bar on top and a spotlight up here that you just saw a little bit ago. I think it's spotlight on both sides, and that was more of a wilderness fire type van, and that would help the firefighters that dug lines and everything. So it probably had a bunch of shovels and whatnot in the back here that they hauled over to the fire to do that. But didn't hold carpet after that, and now I have it. So way down the line might be some solar. And then I have, like I see, a friend of mine got me a deal on the cooler, so hook that baby up to the cooler about then. So I'm probably not gonna be able to use the cooler for a while, but it makes for a nice storage store for all my clothes and stuff right now at the moment. I'm back in Miles City, not necessarily only looking at Walmart, but hoping to get that job back, but not the exact same job. I don't want the Cap 2 team associate. I want to be on the sales floor more often, helping people out, doing less of the heavy lifting, the heavy stocking and everything. And after working on laundry out at Yellowstone, don't get me wrong, I put in my hard day's work. I go there and do my job and everything, but I want to find me a more cushy type of job, so to speak, because now, this time around, the second time around in Miles City, the first time living in that Chevy Traverse, I had to make car payments on it, and I look back now in hindsight, it was nice to have a newer car, don't get me wrong, but without car payments on this, I'm still going to be making mechanical bills for fixes on it, but all those fixes can happen in my time. I can fix it when I want to or not or whatever, and essentially that allows me to be able to work part-time if I want to, or full-time. I'm gonna apply for either one, see what they got. They got a lot of part-time positions available, because Walmart likes to not give but like a quarter of their employees at each store actual full-time hours and pay the benefits and all that crap. They'd rather have you go in there and do your 20 hours, maybe 30 hours a week, which now, being that I don't have a standard car payment to have to make, or rent, or utility bills, or all that stuff, I can get by in part-time and make just about as much as I did working 11-hour days full-time at the laundry. The thing about that was they took out 45% of my check for room and board, and then you're pretty much forced to eat their food, because, I mean, you already paid for it. It wasn't bad food, don't get me wrong. I liked the way everything was run there. If I'd had a different job besides laundry, I'd probably still be there, but it is what it is. And, you know, I knew once I got the ability to buy the van, so I have somewhere to stay at and store my stuff and drive, I can go out and work part-time somewhere and not have to slave my life away just really overworking yourself. Because, I mean, that's half the reason for living in a van, putting up with the heat or the cold, or the, you know, the not being able to control that so much, and have those creature comforts that you can have in a house. In exchange for that, you don't have to pay as many bills. And that alone allows you a hell of a lot more freedom. I could work 20-hour work weeks at Walmart, or 32-hour work weeks. Probably, if you're looking at 20-hour work weeks, you're looking at five days at 4 hours a day, or a couple 2 or 3 days at 6-hour days, or whatever. You know, to get up to 20, 24, 25 hours at a shot, and that would be enough. at the rate in which they pay to not only get by on, but save a couple $100 a week toward my van. So why work harder when you don't have to, so to speak? I mean, I'm not trying to sound lazy at all, but at the same time, why not enjoy your life while you can live it now? If I had my choice, I'd, you know, they had a fixed income or whatever, I'd be retired now and I'd be doing what I want to do when I want to do, and you don't have to work at all, period. But much like the rest of society, we all have to pitch in. Anyway, that's my latest update. Hopefully I can upload this, not sure when I'm going to get it uploaded, probably Monday, which would be like the 23rd, I think, a couple days from now. I was going to plan on having a video today for you guys, but like I say, the Yellowstone network apparently didn't allow my videos to back up on Google, which kind of sucks, because now it's pretty much what I saw was my eyes only, I guess, out there at the park. I didn't make that many videos, probably like 4, and I put them all into one thing, but it didn't back up it, so that's what you get. But that's where I've been, that's what I've been doing. Now I'm back with a nice big bright red, I should call it Clifford, the big, like the Clifford the Big Red Dog, the cartoon show back in the day. Because I mean, it is fiery bright red. That is the only thing I don't really like about it, and I really much rather would have had a subtle, you know, generic white van, obviously, or like a subtle silver color or gray color van or something. Bright red kind of tends to stick out even at night. Anywhere parked this at night by itself, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. But it's also Miles City, so in terms of the police department, they already have a well-known history with me from the Chevy Traverse, and it was dark green, bluish color, and so it blended in with the grass and everything when you parked in big old grassy areas, you know. But it's such a small town that the cops, you know, are so bored that they're curious, and they go around, and nothing's illegal about what we're doing anyway. It's just curious citizens who live in stick and bricks houses don't like the idea of, oh my god, somebody's out there in a van in front of my house or down the street by itself, or just looks funny. And more than half the time, because of this being a small town, the cops are so bored they're just driving around, and they are the ones who spot you without even having a call on you. So I'm not quite looking forward to all that drama yet, so I haven't left Walmart's parking lot and probably spend 4 nights a week here, and then probably just park around the industrial kind of areas, business areas, on either end of Walmart for a while, and not venture downtown much. Because like I say, I gotta get a bunch fixed on it anyway, so she still starts and everything, and yada yada. But it's more of a hassle than I want to put up with. It did make it all the way here though without much of a problem, which I'll give it that. So it's a pretty dependable vehicle either which way. That's where I've been at. That's my update. Like and subscribe, leave comments. Thank you for the new subscribers. We're almost 107 subscribers more than what I had last time. I think I quit making videos. There's around 600 subscribers, and I'm at 707. So thanks for adding me to your subscription list. Those others who haven't yet, like and subscribe, leave comments, and we'll catch you in the flip. Peace.